close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna let it rain. Tonight, we're gonna let it rain. Tonight, we're gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we're gonna let it rain. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna let it rain. Tonight, we're gonna let it rain. Tonight, we're gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we're gonna let it rain.
Hello, everyone. Welcome on this St. Patrick's Day to a game versus the University of Maryland College versus North Carolina State University. Now, we are here in the CE8 invite, the upper bracket, of course, which was these specific teams from across four divisions were invited to play here in the upper bracket of CEA. And we have it's supposed to be a pretty good game tonight. I think it's the third place and fourth place team playing in the overall bracket, which has four teams in it. So every point counts at this point in the league. So I think we're gonna have a pretty good match. We're far enough along in the season where we can sort of have some counter stratting and some things going on like that. And I'm excited. Quick introductions. Forgot before we get right into the match. I'm Max the MLG, and here's my co-caster. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Lamb Chopsicle. I'm going by Lamb Chops because it's a bit shorter, but this is my second game here with CEA. Max's first. We've casted together a little bit for some time now, so really looking forward to getting into this match and seeing how things go, Max.
Yes, yes, wonderful. So our first map is going coastline. And then our second map is going to be bank. Interesting enough, University of Maryland has chose to attack. Well, they chose to attack the first time, so they're going to be attacking both times. And I think really going into that the attacker mindset in the first 6 rounds is really going to be key to their success. I mean, yes, so far in the season they haven't gotten all the results that they've wanted to have, but I think we're sort of at a point where there definitely can be a good amount of counter stratting, and there can sort of be when you just sort of have a feel for the guys you're playing against. You played against them before. They've probably scrimmed each other a good couple times. I think it's going to be overall a very good match here. Just looking at some of the stats right now, both teams both teams are doing all right. Obviously, not to get too critical early on, but I think really every point matters at this part of the season. We've got one last guy who just loaded in here. I'm sure we'll be loading into the lobby any second, and we'll and we
All
are
right.
going right into the match. So, Mike, what do you think? What do you think is going to be the most important thing for these teams to here on the first map of which, as most people know in Siege, it's a very well balanced map. Probably one of
Absolutely.
the best in the game. My favorite.
I think one of the things I wanted to point out is we did see that both these teams are in the lower half of their division, behind both RIT and NYT. But it does look like it's going to be shaping up to be a very, very good match. I believe UMCP's round differential was minus 22, if I remember looking correctly. And North Carolina's NC State's was, I think, minus 20. They're both very, very closely matched, both looking to claw out of the bottom here and really, really, I guess, not make themselves known, but make a statement here. This is a really, really good opportunity for both teams. And I think Coastline, where better to do it than classic map, something that's really, really worked its way into the meta. I'm looking forward to this one.
I think for a map like Coastline, I mean, casters and pundits, I guess, in Siege were always saying, "Oh, this map is defender sided," depending on the way these bans go. But I just personally, I don't think I can make a good enough distinction trying to explain. Oh well, I mean, we caught the casters a lot of times at the invitational that they're like, oh, this is very defender sided, and the attack will go on and win 5 rounds. So I don't think we can really, make any decisive. I don't want. I hate being wrong, but I wouldn't really want to put my name on something from happening, I guess you could say. That isn't as likely. But what we know is every single site on Coastline's good. I mean, hey, it's very rare in a map in Siege that we have a map that has every single site is viable. Yes, some are slightly better than others, but I don't think none of the. It's not like Clubhouse where bar stock is completely irrelevant and somewhat a pain to even look at and say it even counts as a site. But here we come with the first bans. Jackal ban. Mike, would you like to give your spiel about comfort bans?
Every time, Max and I play together, a lot of the time, not, I guess every time, when we go to ban Jacko, I do feel as though, excuse me, I do really feel that Jacko may not be the best use. I mean, if you're banning Jackal for use in a specific strategy, then that's very helpful. But if you're banning Jackal just because you don't want to play against someone who's good at hunting roamers, I I think that may not be the best use, as I said. But that it remains to be seen. They may have some very, very good strats. We're seeing the Capitao come out, and that I think that's a decent ban, something we don't see necessarily as often. But that's not to knock them at all. I'm sure they have a very solid reason for banning Jackal. No things are by chance this high up in the league, especially in the skill level. So I think that's just fine. Of course, it's fine. That's what they're choosing to play, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Capitao ban coming out. That's ban on this site. I mean, the thing with coastline, big courtyard or square in the middle, whatever your specific call out is for it. I think that Capitao is when roaming, there's not a lot of options you have in the tight corridors, such as luggage and such as VIP hall and 90. You're really pinpointed to come through a couple. Now, not to say roaming isn't possible, but I think like having a Capitao band is going to make the defenders' lives definitely much easier because, oh, God bless you. I think the Capitale, like on Penthouse, you can flame out Hall of Fame, you can flame out Theater, and all of a sudden you got a plant in one of the default spots. It's way too powerful, and it comes with a lot of utility that the defenders don't want to deal with, and that can't really be dealt with yet. Flame bolts and smoke bolts aren't allowed to be used, or well, they're allowed to be used, but there's really no hard counter to them yet. So, and then the last two bans being Maestro and Mira, very standard defensive bans, which means we're also going to probably see Echo being played nearly every round because the intel you lose with the Maestro and the Mira off the board is it's quite a substantial amount that you lose. However, these bans are probably predicted relatively well by each team.
So we're gonna see. I love the names here from UMCP. Manny from Ice Age, Noob Smasher. No God. We're gonna see Manny from Ice Age 6 picking off the buck, back onto the buck.
All right, we're gonna need to stop the round here. This is 200 IQ. I think NCSU just. So here we go. Hookah, pretty standard first choice. It's a very comfortable site for a lot of teams. From what I can tell so far, nothing crazy with the setup. Everything seems pretty standard. I'm wondering what their roam game is going to be, if at all. We only have 2 C4s on the board. God, I love this new UI. It's just beautiful, isn't it, Lamb Chops?
Absolutely.
It's perfect.
Absolutely.
We got 2 C4s on the board, but you got to make sure you have the intel. It's not like you got Pulse playing below or something like that, which is a little more active, a little more mobility with the Pulse. However, the UMP certainly is not the best gun unless you're really feeling yourself with it. I've had some good luck in recent days, but here we are coming into the first round. It's going to be a front side roam clear most likely. Going to clear out Penthouse and work their way in. We already see an IQ repelling up there on the main window, and we did have Velk and some I think one or two. I think the Velk and the Jaeger were the first couple to set their foot over here on this side of site just to burn the clock.
It does look to be decent push early on. A little bit of roam presence invested by NC State, but again, not a ton. Everything looking pretty standard so far. No one really poking their head out too much. We do have Predator playing over here.
We're a minute into the round, and we don't have anybody in the building yet. I want to say they could have probably gotten to these positions a little faster, and if the attackers don't catch don't catch these roamers and some good lines of sight, I think they're going to be in quite a pickle.
But just like that, Manny from Ice Age is going to hop in. I'm going to love saying that for the next 2 maps, but it did seem they spent a lot of time droning out, looking to be very, very efficient.
Look at the Velk playing below, maybe pre-placed the C4.
Oh, that would be very, very interesting to see. Wonder where her cams are. It's unfortunate we can't see that, but again, don't want to give away too much of the strats. I'm sure those are things the teams have worked really hard to establish. Definitely seeing UMCP opening up with a foothold here into the VIP circle couch area. Noob Smasher going to open it up. Flame and Clayman playing with providing some overwatch from above on the roof. Still, no frags.
Jaeger playing a great bullet hole angle, and we also have Buck kill Manny with the first. There we go, and that is the Echo off the board, losing that anchor really early on, and arguably the most important gadget on this defense is not something you want to do as the defense, and it looks like it's going to be an Aqua take. However, we do have the Mozzie playing from below it. The attackers don't clear the... Oh, it's an early toss, but doesn't prove to be successful. 50 seconds left on the clock. Hibana has very little HP, just a shred left. However, she's done her job and the pellets have been used. Some drone work coming out, but there's a Jaeger coming on the flank. And Manny sees it coming with a... Oh, Lejeune gets one on Danube. That's the Hibana off, but there is a guy watching the flank. The smoke gets taken out, and Zofia just walks right into sight. It's a double for Manny, which is a great play. But do they know the last guy...
Lejeune and Krim being the last two, they have 20 seconds to deny the plant. Or pick up 4 frags. It looks like he might be able to pick up 1, but Manny from Ice Age is going to... Oh, huge. I'm sorry. He's going to turn around and pick up the kill. It's all on Krim now as the diffuser goes down. And with that, Maryland, UMCP is going to take first round here on Coastline.
That was a very good round by Maryland. I'm rather impressed considering it took them so long just to get into those early positions. I guess it shows that it's really going to highlight their play style, I guess you could say. You know, not having as much time as you'd want to have and still getting all of those kills. I'm really curious as to how that Echo died. I mean, he's arguably the most important defender on the entire team because, you know, once an aqua take occurs and if you don't have any really hard utility, I mean, the smoke had it, but I don't even know how many smokes he got to throw. It didn't seem like he got to do all that much with them. And I wonder what was the reason for the early C4 toss there by Mozzie. Oh, here we go, switching to the Pulse. Like I said before, in a Twitch, switching to the bot Manny with the big brain plays. But I think that's a good call by bringing the Pulse. Definitely gets you a little more. You can play a little more actively down below with the heartbeat sensor. However, you know, they do have the IQ on the other side, and it shouldn't be too difficult for these very experienced teams to pick up on the Pulse below.
Yeah, especially in the hands of an experienced user. The UMP, that worst gun in the game. However, that heartbeat sensor and the C4 are going to be very, very helpful. And for someone who knows how to use the UMP, as has been proven time and time again, very, very valuable weapon to have. Once again, looking to be mostly similar setup with the exception of the Pulse being played as we touched on earlier. Wonder if Maryland's going to bring anything different. I mean, what they had ended up working for them just fine. Again, we saw a little, maybe a tad slow in the entry, but again, I think that was at the cost of really establishing themselves and efficiently droning, which is something you really love to see.
Oh, for sure. I mean, probably one of the things under all of Siege is the drone economy, and I will probably talk about it in every single cast I do because of just the sheer importance that it is. Going into a round, you want to have every single one of your drones obviously is optimal, but if you lose more than 2 drones in a prep phase at this level of play, you've already put yourself in a pretty deep hole, and it's not where you want to be. But Pulse is playing by Kitchen. Ironically enough, I think he's going to be trying to get an early C4 kill on some of the attackers as they go to clear out the exact same way from Kent. So see, yep, they're bringing the drones back outside. Having 2 in your hand is something you really want to have. It's one of those main things on your utility belt that you're going to want to go on with every time. But we're seeing quite a hard roam, don't you think, Mike?
Yeah, definitely. It seems like they're investing a lot. Again, Maryland being a little slower to enter the building though, and something that North Carolina maybe, NC State. I keep saying I know there's other different institutions, but maybe feeling at the end to wait them out. Oh, the Pulse is going to spot one. Oh, might get it right here with Nitro. Oh, unfortunately, he's going to
standing on the couch.
In time. Oh, he was standing on the couch. That's something I completely missed.
Very intelligent play there by the Hibana. Just getting pretty lucky. Almost called pellets actually were about to go off, but this angle where Hibana's playing is going to probably be the most important one when trying to attack. When trying to attack Hookah, and he's using his 3rd pellets there, but does he have the smoke's not getting them for some reason? That's definitely a miscommunication on their part, because it leaves them in only a couple spots where they can sit. Trying to get a shot right at the feet. Nothing yet. Oh, and the Echo goes down, the first one to go down for the defense again. But the Jaeger gets the pick. That's a great pick by Lejeune onto Manny. That's exactly what the defense needed. Quick refrag there. But here we go. They're going to have to send one guy back and catch him off guard. And the Jaeger gets caught off guard. Hug with the one onto Lejeune. Not the quickest of refrags, but definitely what the attackers wanted. It's a 4v3 with 44 seconds in the round.
At this point, I'd say, and that Nitro might. Oh, it's not going to land, unfortunately. The angle not being completely correct. But again, they're just going to waltz right into sight. Huge is taking site control, but this time he's going to get taken out by NC Jack. And in this case, NC State is going to come back with the site retake, something that didn't happen last round, looking very similar to the previous round.
Oh, this is an extremely difficult clutch to win right here. I doubt Haban is going to be able to pull it off. But there's still the IQ on the board who comes in Aqua with 12 seconds. Not much he can do. With the diffuser drop right there on the pool table. And 3 enemies still on the board.
He's going to have to hop up there and stick the point.
Hits a flick there quick at the soft wall. Did he down that guy at the hookah wall? Yes, he did. That's a good one there. That's a great flick. You know, definitely shows the individual skill that Maryland has. But I want to say that NCSU definitely got a little lucky on that one. I think Jaeger's shot onto the buck-watching flank was definitely a piece of total skill. However, they lost the Echo first. He's been the first defender to drop 2 rounds in a row. I mean, I think, you know, North Carolina is really doing a bad job. Isn't doing the best job about keeping, you know, arguably their, in this lineup, either their first or second most important defender.
Yeah, I do think that obviously you want to keep your roamers on the board for longer in the round, but I think part of that is he is being on the board for longer in the round because they're not necessarily getting pushed by UMCP till at least a minute in. So he is ending up surviving, but in the grand scheme of things, he is still going down first in the man count. You are correct.
You know, Echo is that make or break operator. I mean, that's team reciprocity. You know, you know, 2 months ago or a month and a half ago, I should say, it was just one Echo drone, defenders in a 1v4, and just one simple Echo drone does it and totally sinks their dreams for SI. But here we are moving on to the kitchen site. A nearly same, I actually stand corrected. We have a Legion coming in and a Mute coming in this lineup, and obviously they're going to keep the pulse from last time because he did make quite a remarkable difference. Even though he didn't land the C4, he still had quite a good impact. And as you can see really quick before just the drone economy, you got all of your drones are set in great spots outside to be picked up, and maybe a couple are sitting in pre-placed spots. So the attackers can always have a really good vision of what exactly is occurring, you know, on the inside and watching some of those rotates.
We're really going to need to see Juicy step up and get some things done, but hopefully survive a little longer. His team just needs to keep him alive. Those drones are going to be especially useful in the end, right there. And you're playing in the bathroom. That is a safe spot for him. He does have cover. Things are looking good for the hold so far, but again, UMCP probably not going to push for a little bit longer now as they're taking time to feel out the objective and just, again, get a feel for how things are going. I don't know how else to phrase that there.
These Havana pellets, I do not know if the walls get open, that jammed. However, these pellets, that opening up that corner of the wall is very powerful. So it is jammed. I'm surprised that the person sitting in security hasn't shot them yet, but the angles that can open up, you can actually cut off the kitchen doorway from the front door all the way over there. So it's a really powerful angle. I think Get Flanked did a video on it maybe a month or so ago. But you know, they're definitely setting up for a standard delivery take. However, they still have to really dig out a lot of utility from you still have a Nitro Cell or 2 on the board. You have the 2 Echo drones still up. I don't know if some of them got taken out, but there's also been no effort to clear above.
I was just going to comment on that. A lot of times you'll see people run upstairs. Manny and Ice Age is going to get the opening frag, but a lot of times you see people go upstairs and try and maybe buck open some of the floor over by triple wall. Maybe you can get a jammer out or 2. That would allow them to open things up. We're going to see a refrag from Lejeune again onto Huge. A little delayed, but again, nevertheless getting the job done.
That's a great play there. I mean, having the Zofia off, not sure she was able to use all of her utility yet, but we have the Thatcher inside. Could be going for plant. But there is an Echo drone there being blocked, and the Thatcher gets taken down. Thatcher taken down. We still have 1 C4 out with the Mute, but the Mute gets taken out from the front. Some pellets finally get used, but Gnome takes out Predator, so that's the pulse off the board. It's now a 3-on-2 with the attackers, just with a little bit of favor, I guess you could say. However, we're still having the Echo and the Jaeger in play. It's good enough to push this round back in their favor. Echo can't land the shots, but he does light Buck up. of 50 HP. But it's a kill by Lejeune onto Gnome. Echo can't stop it. Echo's going to get taken. He hasn't been taken out yet. This is absolutely a horrendous display of aim, but it's good enough on the part of Echo. The plant is going down. It's all going to be on the Jaeger. What can Lejeune do? The Hibana does have... Both of these attackers have a less than 50 HP. He's going to be looking...
One's going to very conservatively run outside, look to hold that long angle with his ACOG. That's going to be very difficult to contest. Meanwhile, Noob Smasher also holding an equally safe angle. He's going to have no choice but to hop this deployable shield and probably give himself up right here. The pre-fire isn't going to be enough. UMCP is going to take this third round. And I would like to note, UMCP has picked up the opening frag 3 rounds in a row now.
Yeah, I mean, to really get that opening frag and then still to fall short, I mean, I believe the defenders just pulled back what was a 5v...
Well, in this case, they got it in 1. Sorry.
They did. My apologies. However, what were the other 2 attackers doing? We had 3 guys outside front door. There was no effort to clear from top down, even though there wasn't a presence up top. I mean, you could dig out. You could have dug out the Echo and the couple anchors if you would have just taken Penthouse and VIP, which was left completely uncontested. Gnome God having a little meme in the middle of the round. That was for sure. Both of them pulled out their bearing 9s, and the Echo did come out on top in the end. Great rate of fire on both those pistols, but definitely a little difficult to control.
So we're going to be seeing North Carolina taking the same side again, once again. Kitchen and delivery. They weren't able to take it last time, but the first 2 rounds, they ended up... First 2 rounds both being hookah billiards. North Carolina being able to take the second round of that exchange. So we might see North Carolina pull it even here.
NCSU did just catch 1 drone out. However, the definitely information denial. Just these couple passes placed in the right spot. Look, it might not capture the drone, but at least denying the drones any entry through one certain area is going to be extremely beneficial to these defenders. But I think NCSU definitely they're both playing somewhat of a weird style. I mean, top 4 completely uncontested, and it looks like it's going to be the same thing. Oh, Crim's headed up there. Okay, and the Vigil. Now they seem to be putting a good number of utility up there. And we actually have 3 guys playing off-site. Oh, Jaeger's going for the spawn peek. Will he catch anyone out? And he does.
Oh, it looks like he
does catch the lone hard breacher. That's Noob Smasher off the board 20 seconds into the round. That is a failure to shoot the default, actually, by the Hibana. That was a gimme kill for him there.
Yeah, he really had time to line it up through the bars and decide, you know what, I'm going to move over and just shoot unobstructed and then still have time to completely spray up the body and get the headshot. I don't know if it was the headshot.
Nice leisurely kill, though. Nothing too... Quite good composure for sure by the unit.
And one thing also, Noob Smasher has, I think, is top fragging for UMCP right now. Not to say that I think Huge has 3, and one other player, I think Manny from Ice Age also has 3, but Noob was, yes, there it is. Huge having 4. That is one of the top fraggers and hard breachers off the board. That's going to make things very difficult, but definitely not impossible for them here as they're continuing to drone, as they always do, taking their time.
And I mean, for newer players, maybe... losing the hard breacher on this specific site, it is not a very big deal. Yes, it would of course be nice to have some Hibana pellets that you may be able to open up some angles you wouldn't have ordinarily had open. However, there's no hatches into sight. There's Hibana is a great fragger, but it's not the end of the world losing the hard breacher in this case. But Lejeune with a kill on a Huge, that was a nice little cheeky bullet hole kill. So now we have the Hibana and the Zofia off the board. But however, Flamin does get a nice pick back onto the Mute. And a jump down by the IQ and Jaeger. German operator versus German operator. Lejeune comes out on top again.
He's on track for the ace here. Doesn't a minute to pull it off.
It is looking pretty hot for him so far, but the who are actually going for a plant hit the front door, and the defenders seem unaware. But the run out from behind by the Mozzie.
Almost missing on that there.
Looked a little hairy. That's the problem with the Roni. You've only got 20 rounds, and he spent 15 on the first and about 5 on the second. It wasn't enough. But Very great round there by NCSU. You know, baited the attackers in after they got the picks, made them go for the plant, and they went for the retake. It was a nice, quick, and rather swift execute from the defense, and very well coordinated. One jumping out the window, one or two pushing from kitchen, and then one coming from bathroom. It was rather well executed, and it takes us to 2-2. We have 2 rounds left before our 2 opponents switch sides. And if you could pop up the scoreboard for a second, I just want to see who's sitting at the top. I think it will. Oh, alrighty, we got 7 kills for Lejeune. 7 kills in 4 rounds, not bad at all.
I was going to say
actually,
before this last round that UMCP definitely had a more even distribution of the kills, and NCSU had Lejeune. He was doing very well, and the rest of the team seemed to be maybe a little behind him. So you see 1 or 2, not bad, but again, not on pace with the 3 or 4 you're seeing from UMCP. But Lejeune putting up 7 more than compensates for that, especially with what the showing we saw in that last round. This could really give him some momentum.
and something to note is he's actually taking Alibi. I mean, Alibi, although her semi-controversial because it isn't that great in all too many scenarios. It's not game-changing like most people want every gadget to be, which is just, well, impossible. But the gun is fantastic. The MX4, I believe it is, or maybe that's what it was called in Battlefield. Throwback to the Battlefield days. Oh, that was a long time ago. However, just the gun, the rate of fire, the damage is pretty low, but you can just absolutely shred. It's like a Vector with more bullets. I mean, who doesn't want that? But it's going to be a similar roam clear again. However, it doesn't seem to be that the defenders are going to be digging in at all in pet. Mike, what do you think? They're really choosing. They don't contest very much.
We might see ourselves run out here.
Whoa.
Oh, and unfortunately, Lejeune's going to completely walk out and just eat it. His huge is
definitely had a drone sitting in delivery for that one.
Oh my goodness, that's going to be a clip for sure.
With Lejeune off the board, he might have all the kills, but I think NCSU is certainly capable of holding their own. They pulled some tougher rounds back, so here we go. It's nice to see, not the Echo die the opening pick this time for NCSU. But Legion is putting up a little bit more of a resistance, however, he's still backing downstairs. I can't seem to understand why NCSU doesn't actually commit some bodies. They just seem to contest for a second and then back off. Yeah, half the round is, we're almost to half the round, and Habana's opening up her same holes again. And in the timetable that we've seen so far from the attackers, they're in he's going to play from below. That's creative.
It does seem to be a very, very fluid attack, but in the end, when they don't, also because of the nature of the time they push, they don't really have time to stall out. If they stall out, their solution is we'll just bum rush site right now, and you know what's worked for them so far. So we're going to see Huge get down through the floor by crimpling the Mozzie. It's not going to be enough to secure the kill, though, as he's going to crawl back into luggage and quite possibly get revived by, I believe this is the...
He actually withstood. He withstood, so he's sitting on 5.
Interesting. That is a sacrifice to make.
Using a Toxic Babe when there is literally no... Great pick, cutting off Crimp. Gnome, the IQ getting the pick onto the Mozzie. 3v5, however, you do have one of the attackers sitting on literally 5 HP. Legion in a decent position to contest 90 versus anyone that comes. And Smoke, I don't know how many Toxic Babes he has left, but they're really all going to come down. He's got, I don't know how many Toxic Babes. Strange. Oh, 1 Toxic Babe left. There it is. So Predator gets the kill onto Noob Master. It's a great couple picks there. But will it be enough? Oh, they're attempting to go for the plant. Predator gets 1 onto Gnome. It's a 2-on-2, but the plant is going down. Echo denies the plant.
And there's the Echo.
Great hold from the defense here. Despite the odds not being in their favor, they did exactly what they needed to. It is the Buck. And the 2-on-1, they're in fantastic positions. There's no way Buck, unless NCSU makes a big error, and they do not. They clear it out. Very crisp play here from the defense. Mike, I don't really think that should have gone in their favor.
No, I think that was very, very well played by them. Keeping that Echo alive really saved them. I think that saved their round. That plank goes down. I really don't see it ending the way they did, especially with that Buck and his gun still on the board. Taking him out and then immediately securing the kill. It's really, really good. Also, it's really, really good to see them recovering from that early pick onto the alibi. Yeah, you lost that early player, especially Lejeune, who's been going off. Oh, I take that back. I have my teams reversed.
Actually, it
Lejeune
was the
established himself early
actually
on.
the attackers. They got 2 picks early on, 2 picks, and the defense pulled it back in the 3v5. Gnome caught out Krim below, and then we also lost
That's what I was
Lejeune
missing.
to a little over aggression. So being able to pull a 3v5 back, and also I feel like even Smoke on NCSU, I feel like Jack sort of used some of his utility a little too givingly, I guess. He used a Toxic Babe, and there wasn't even anyone in Aqua yet. I think he used 2 of them, but it just goes to show keeping that Echo alive made all the difference for them. However, they choose not to bring him this round.
I think it's good to see them mixing things up a little bit. Also, I think this is the first round they haven't brought their Echo. This is also our last round before we go to the half. So maybe it's something they've been holding on to for a little while. They're gonna pull out
Maybe they feel like
it's
they
the
want
first time they have
to.
taken this thing.
I think these these mid between round changes that teams make, they really are life or death for them, or sink or swim, I guess you should say, for these games, because the smaller adjustments that these teams are making mid round or in the prep phase, and when they have times to sort of talk and get their bearings and calm themselves down for a second, it really makes all the difference for these teams. Most people wouldn't even understand how important some of these micro changes are. Choosing an operator, or playing one spot differently, or pulling out a small little pocket strat you've been holding on to. They are what determine, taking these points or not taking them. And both of these teams being at the bottom of the table, every point counts.
Especially if you've been doing something one way for 5 rounds and suddenly decide to pull something out of nowhere, it's really going to catch the other team. And yeah, as promised, this match has been very close. Very, very close. And to go off of what you said, the life or death, it definitely would be better for UMCP, obviously, to go into this with a draw as opposed to being down 4-2, especially because this is going to be a 1-6. Or first to 7, excuse me.
Even with the scoreline right now, it's not too bad. They have picked off some pretty good rounds. It's even if they do lose this round here, it's not over. It is not even close to being over. Mozzie playing in hookah. They're having a defense with really digging in. This is exactly what I wanted to see from NCSU. Really dig in, contest, give your life, but burn that time and take some HP with you. Stop with all the the very passiveness. However, they are droning. They are checking in. The Mozzie is even backed off to site, and the Legion even chooses to back off as well. Still didn't fully say what I wanted them to do. But so far, it's worked out for NCSU, but they have given complete upper control, and Juicy gets one onto Manny. He actually gets a second onto Huge, or Hug, whichever way it's going to go. I'm sure I'll get some grief for that later. But that's 2 attackers off the board. The Buck and Huge. Krim gets one pick on
another one. Very, very strong looking for North Carolina as we're heading towards this half here, but it is not over yet. You have Noob Smasher and Flamin left. Both of them have played very, very well so far. And then Nitro. It's going to take out Flamin. It's all down to Noob Smasher now. He's going to have to get 5 kills in 40 seconds.
Looks like this is going to be
like a very, very tall order for him. Especially given the fact Diffuser is down. He's going to have to wait for them to push him. Or at least it looks like what he's going to do. Maybe take a second, take some time, talk to your team, regroup. You could use this as a timeout if you want. It seems like they're going to do just that.
It's a very tactical decision for the teams. I mean, the round is all but Noob Smasher, and most likely I actually don't know who the IGL currently at this time. I mean, no one's really the full IGL anymore in Siege. It's much more of a a fluid decision by the team. But take some time, get your bearings, so you can come into the second half and right your wrongs.
I do want to point out that they traded rounds through the first 4, and after that, NCSU just took 3 in a row. So it seems like they are hitting their stride here, though going into the half might disrupt it a little bit. So we're going to see, again, a second floor, hookah billiards site. Very, very characteristic, very much within the meta.
obviously seeing this Echo and actually the Rook. Maybe they're going to go for a double ACOG, play these long angles, really try to hold the attackers at bay as long as they can. Nothing crazy being brought out. Juicy bringing the Nomad. That could be a specific decision that they're trying to make against their attackers. It highly likely, they're Nomad. The air jabs. They're just really for peace of mind. They allow the attackers to move a little more, and definitely it's in the mental game. It really increases the confidence for them when they know, like, oh, we got all these bases covered, and it's just good to know that your Nomads there and your air jabs are there, and they're gonna save your butt once in a while.
That is what they're there for. It's interesting to see we're going to have the Rook come out here as opposed to the Dock. It's going to be always something of personal preference, me preferring Rook myself. Something that is refreshing to see. We're going to see also, of course, the Echo played by Flame Flamin'. And have the ACOG boys say instead of Kettle Dev. Earlier on playing here upstairs, as it looks like it's shaping up to be. Again, nothing too uncharacteristic so far, looking like very standard lineups from both teams.
And it does look like it's going to be a very similar take to last time. You take from the east and you push your way west. I mean, the Nomad can air jab off the main stairs from actually the window up top, and it looks like she's headed to do that right now. Sophia placing a claymore to prevent these runouts. Obviously, they have some experience with their enemy, and they know that they probably are going to be playing aggressive, especially on this map, knowing give them a little taste of their own medicine. So it also does look like that it's going to be an aqua take, generally speaking. Aqua takes have become more and more prominent. However, it really comes down to digging out those one or two anchors, sitting behind mini bar or preventing, the enemies playing from underneath with C4s and stuff like that. But Lejeune playing a really great position from upside down. Very difficult to counter that. And Manny's going to make a smart play, and he's going to back off.
Looking to be kind of a slower take once again. Of course, North Carolina. Oh, as I say that, once again, Manny is going to get that opening pick with that MP5 ACOG. But it's going to be a little bit of a slower take again. I'm looking to be very, very thorough. Make sure no stone is left unturned. As that also is going to be Lejeune taking off the board. New Smash is going to get a second. Lejeune being one of the really, really loud guns we've seen so far from North Carolina.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it just doesn't look like that the attackers were doing any secondary drone work. They did the initial droning and the initial clearing of sight. However, when it came down to, just droning where you were going, they failed. And we actually have an early engagement here between the Rook playing the long angle into VIP. He does lose 90 of his HP, or probably a little less than that, or a little more than that, I should say. We have... here we go. Like I was saying before, NCSU actually doing, their due diligence and droning out where they're heading. You don't infer that something's clear ever. That's the biggest rule we have when me and Mike play together with our group of friends. You can never infer. You always got to be, clear and open and easy to communicate as possible.
Mm-hmm. There are times where you can't necessarily give it the exact kind of attention that you want it to. Seeing is always better than guessing, of course. And in this case, it's something that did seem to bite him just a little bit. So we're going to see, the diffuser fake plant possibly from Jack, NC Jack. Oh, he's going to get completely blotted out right there.
Still having that Echo drone on the board, one coming up the stairs from 3-on-1, but Predator does get one. He gets one on a noob, but he gets taken out by Huge as he runs away into Aqua.
That beautiful black ice skin there.
Is that his name? Is it Huge? Is it Hug-E? Someone told me before. Pretty sure it's Huge. All right. And
Huge.
Just hearing Huge from the rest of our
He's
staff.
huge.
Yes, I'm sure the chat will correct this. Oh, Huge. If it's... We're going to ask in chat really
Spectators
fast
doing
there.
the real workout here.
Hug-E. Huggy.
Huggy?
Is it Huggy? Oh, everybody.
Oh, that makes it even better.
All right. That's all right.
Oh,
Huggy, I guess, we've got our voice in our ear, and we were all placing our bets, and none of us panned out with Huggy. But Huggy, they're just getting caught out. That is some lightheartedness in between rounds is never a bad thing. So it's going to be a kitchen service take, or kitchen service defense, I should say. So going from hookah to kitchen service, it's definitely the smartest choice for them with a very dominant round by North Carolina last go around, or not. My apologies, by Maryland, I should say. I think none of the rounds we've had have really come down to 1v1s. They've really all just been, the rounds were close. However, all of a sudden one team would just pop off and it would be over. We haven't really had any close calls or 1v1s, but it just goes to show how, how formidable these teams are. Most of our rounds have ended with, at least three members of the winning team still being alive. So I think really just goes to show that we're coming down to the end, and these players are turning up and they're trying to play as best as they possibly can.
And it is important to note that this is the Invite League. This isn't just Open League. These are some of the top teams in all of CEA right here. Every single one of these teams is a force to be reckoned with. And yeah, this is just time to really show off their potential. I think they're really doing so here. I'm looking forward to seeing, though. I feel like it's going to happen. I want to see a 1v1 between one of these teams. I think that's something that would be very, very exciting to watch, especially given the way these teams are playing as a cohesive unit. It would be cool to see someone just take the team, put matters in their own hands, and get work done.
And here is NCSU going for a top take, finally. Maryland didn't really clear the top of that much last go around when they were trying to, clear out kitchen and delivery. However, there is one body that just was. Oh, here we go. Finally, they just sent 3 guys upstairs simultaneously. I don't know if this was a mid call or something that they weren't expecting to do, but they just sent 3 bodies up top a minute into the round. North Carolina is going to progress on, and taking this upper control will be key to getting a plant off, most likely at the delivery door.
Right here, there it is. That floor is going to get opened up. That's going to make things much easier, especially for your hard breacher downstairs to get that wall open, though they don't have a hard breacher in this case. These holes in the floor are purely going to be for utility and frags, as Hug E is going to get our first opening frag for UMCP. We got the opening frag 2 rounds in a row now. Gonna get the kill. Jack, though, with Lejeune is going to refrag him before I can even finish talking about it with a headshot of his own.
It is important to know that Maryland is actually digging in, contesting, and taking some health from the attackers. Most of the rounds we've seen so far, the attackers are going in with full HP, but Gnome gets taken out rather quickly by Kitchen Window by Crimp. So it's now a 3v4. No clear victor yet in this, but Penny, great pick on the Predator. And we're sending a guy into the bathroom, very aggressive. But it looks like it's actually going to be a Kitchen Window plant, and they do seem to have all of their bases covered here. Oh, they could not get the air jet. The easy kill. They missed that one, but where are they going to be planting? Nomad is actually rotating back to delivery, going back into the waiting's arms of the smoke. Rook's still there to contest. But we've got 20 seconds left in the round, and they've changed their mind. Kitchen Window again.
Back to Kitchen, especially this is going to be a 3v3. It's going to come to culmination in about 13 seconds, but Manny from Ice Age is going to secure the double. They're going to have to just jump in now. He's sitting in the barbed, but R2, I believe, in the corner. And there we go. Juicy's going to get one of them. There's one more in the hallway as the UMP is going to eventually get the shots onto the sledge. They're going to land. Juicy has no choice but to stick the plant. They're going to converge on him pretty quickly and finish this out. UMCP is going to tie this up. We're going to be 4-4 here.
4-4. Looks like we're definitely going to be going the distance. I don't think there's really any definitive victor. No one, these rounds. I see this was actually one of the first close rounds that we've had. The 2v. It was going into a 2v2 until the sledge, it didn't pan out. I don't really know what they're waiting for, but they are still going to get the defuse anyway, as it's only a 7-second timer. I don't know. Maybe Manny's arguing a little bit. Hope he sticks it. There we go.
Picking up some armor, reinforcing the window. You want to make sure you have complete privacy before.
Well, Mike, you got to get your points.
Yeah, absolutely.
How else you get at the top of the leaderboard at the end of the map? if you're not reinforcing every single door you see.
Absolutely. That's
I mean,
how you get true site
Hell,
security.
that's the only way you get up there.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's very.
Mike is too nice to make any jokes to me. We're too good of friends. So here we go. Headed in
Can't believe you did
round
that.
9. Pretty standard lineup. They're gonna go Blue Bar Sunrise, taking the exact same operators as last time, I believe. Did they have? Let me look. It's not on our list. Maybe a lead. I think they did have a leash time, but nonetheless, it's going to be a Blue Bar Sunrise Bar. That is the site that they have to go to since they did just win 2 rounds in a row. So definitely probably the somewhat weaker site in a sense here on Penthouse. It's definitely the redheaded stepchild, I guess you could say, here on Coastline. But nonetheless, it's going to get played, and very specifically, these holes that you make here, they can deny the plant anywhere in the entire A site. So it doesn't matter if you clear out all the top floor and you clear out this small little office room. Making those holes, any quick rotate in a square or the courtyard, whatever you'd like to call it, could prove to be fateful for the attackers. Or could prove to be fateful for the attacker team.
I do want to point out that since NCSU's 3-round in a row run, UMCP is strung on. All right, short. It's a short run of their own, putting up 2 rounds. They're looking to make that 3 in a row here. But again, they've been really going back and forth the whole time, just punch for punch, frag for frag, round for round. This has just been a really good match to watch so far. A lot of fun, plenty of frags. Siege at its best.
Oh, for sure. Not to say it's less fun casting games where a team just gets stomped, but it's certainly less fun. You had a game today. What was it, 7 rounds, I think?
I did cast a European league game today that went 8 rounds, ended up being a 7-1.
There you
It's
go.
kind of unfortunate to watch. And that's no fun. No one's really having any fun there. It's not as competitive as you'd want it to be, but this year's looking very good, as Gnome's going to be contesting out this delivery doorway. There's an Ash there too. He's going to peek. They're going to have to push him or rotate off either way. But this drone is definitely going to make things interesting as they know where he is now. Ooh. And the pre-fire from Lejeune landing immediately on the head of Gnome. It's a fantastic shot from him, and he's really been hitting his shots all match so far. It's a great opening frag from UMCP, who have now, once again, had the opening frag for 3 rounds in a row.
Definitely a great play there for Lejeune. He did go, but NC State's definitely bringing it back. The Wolf Pack is certainly giving us a very contentious game.
And now that I'm looking at my note sheet again, keep citing these notes, but they're very interesting. Every round UMCP has won, they've gotten the opening frag.
And there we go, claiming, right on the juice.
And most of the times they are getting refrag pretty quickly, but they are getting the opening frag nonetheless.
Getting that opening frag, it's just a state of mind. It's just it's a small little confidence picture that can really push you over the edge. But here we go. It looks like they're going to be going to make their plant, and the man playing behind Sunrise Bar seems a little unknowing. Oh, and the Jaeger does not get to pick. Thermite takes him out. The plant's going down. It's a 4v3, and Thatcher with holding the great crossfire there. It looks like that this round is all but over. IQ holding another great crossfire.
Dominant site control. I'm looking at my notes. I missed how they got such dominant site control, but it looks like they just walked in, opened the walls up, and just started hitting their shots immediately. This is all going to be down to Manny. He is playing the dock. Looks like, again, he might be looking to play for time here. He's going to have to find 4 kills and get the diffuser in 25 seconds. It just doesn't seem likely.
Looks like really great discipline from NCS as well. No one's moving, no one's doing.
And especially in these situations, people start to look for frags, really get hungry, but no, they're sitting back, a tight-knit unit. Very well disciplined. That's something I really appreciate, because it only takes 1 or 2 kills and all of a sudden the round is wide open. It's clutchable at that point.
I think the main thing that the defense wasn't, because both of those walls got open and there's not ways you can test it when you have it. When they brought the jammers and they brought a fair amount of utility to deal with it, but the Thatcher just totally negated that and cleared it out relatively quickly. But the attackers look like they're actually now going to bring a Habana in replace of the Thermite. So definitely trying to give them a little more flexibility in where they can make these holes, and it's probably because they know that the defense is going to go hookah. A quick question for you, Mike. Do you know what the mascot of Maryland University College Park is?
I do not.
I know, I Googled it. I cheated. It is
Oh.
Tostito the Turtle. Going
The
against
what? I'm sorry?
the Tostito the Turtle. He's the mascot of the
Wow.
university.
That's cool.
And they're going against the Wolfpack. I had a good friend who just graduated. Wolfpack! University of Maryland, not Maryland University. You know what? Lie. I just named some mascot. There is a Maryland University. Their mascot is no. This is the University of Maryland College Park. It is the turtle. Get out of here. I was right. Someone in my ear.
Yeah, Max, you're wrong. Admit it.
All right then. Trying
Yeah,
to
for those of you who
discredit
can't hear
my
our
mid-round
observers
fun
here
fact.
laying down the law on us casters. We're getting a little distracted here. We're gonna get right to the round here. Let's get right into the round.
I barely know what college I go to, so I for misnaming. Here we
Now
are.
back to your regularly scheduled program.
Take us away, man.
All right, we're gonna see once again. Repelling up to the roof as every attacking squad does, though it's gonna be a great pick by Noob Smasher, especially with that MP7 onto the repelling. Juicy the Nomad not hopping out those windows, those air jabs not being enough. And it's because they left the static cam up. You can just look, see them repelling, and peek that angle. Looks to be a little sloppy in the part of North Carolina there. Maybe just not noticing, maybe thinking someone else is taking it out. But again, Max, you know what we say about assuming. That's going to be the opening kill for UMCP again. How they've had the opening kill 4 rounds in a row. And no refrag. 2 minutes left. They've taken the Nomad off the board. That's good. That's a good gun that's been silenced. The Heartbreacher's still up. Your Thatcher's still up. Your Zophia's still up. Plenty to make a push work with, as has been proven time and time again.
Taking this Nomad out definitely gives the defense more flexibility when it comes to aggressive play later in the but the Bandit is going to get droned out, and he's going to I thought he would move. Oh, and he does escape. So, these drones, they're definitely not... looks like they're going for a C4. What is...
Oh!
Can't get him through the floor. That's through 2 walls, actually. And I think that was actually a hard wall. He's not worried. He's going to be using the covering there of the hard metallic kitchen wall to give him a cover. Yep, right there in the door frame. They're definitely going to be sending some more bodies down here now because they have to deal with this, or else they can't make an easy push through VIP. So here we go. It's a 4v5.
Overwatch upstairs provided by Krim. There's a minute left. They really need to get moving, and that's just been the story of this match so far. And as I say that, Predator's going to waltz right into sight and get Noob Smasher, who got that early pick with the headshot right there.
I'm going to check the corner, and he gets
out in sight.
Great bit of play here. Going into a 4v3, and the Echo still being on that board. This is not the operator. NC Jack gets 1 onto Manny, and Lejeune gets 1 onto... All of a sudden, the attackers seem to be popping off in a situation they shouldn't have won. And then we Krim with another kill onto Flayman. Everything's just falling apart for this defense right here. And they're moving around. They think he's about to get C4'd, but he's not. They do not know where the last attacker is, or the last defender is, I should say. And here we go. Great pick by Lejeune.
It's very, very smart of him to sit back and watch the flank. Very patient of him, too. Just to be able to sit back down here while the rest of his team's planning upstairs, maybe wanting to be upstairs on that side hold. But no, he's going to sit back here and watch those stairs. Very disciplined of him, as we're now here on match point. North Carolina taking that round, too. They only need 1 more.
I think Maryland, they kind of threw that round. They were going 45 seconds left, being in a 5-on-3 or a 4-on-3, I should say. They got the early pick, and actually the defenders. Sorry, my apologies. The defenders, it's just I feel like that round should have easily gone in their favor, and they just didn't. They had the right positions, but I think got a little. And now we're on match point for NC State.
Yeah, we did see that opening frag come. Leaving that static camera up just once, it's going to come back to bite you. But in the end, it still wasn't enough. They were able to rally and get that kill. And once again, as you said, it wasn't a 1v1 or a 2v2. It was a 3v1 when they finally finished the round there, getting that last kill. 6 pick from Castle to Castle. Love to see it.
These big brain plays from Maryland. I can't keep up with it. This stuff hasn't. There is not a doubt in my mind that Pro League Season 11. Is that what we're in? I think we're in Season 11. Or 12, maybe. 11? It is 11. That's what I thought. I was going with my instinct, but there's no doubt that we're going to see some of the biggest teams in all of esports using this 6th pick, where you actually 6th pick to the same operator you just chose.
That's wild. Also,
sarcasm. I apologize.
Also, once you do that site retake, again, I think we're going to see more teams starting using that strat where you pick up the armor and barricade yourself in before you go for that disable. And you want the most privacy you can get. You want that observer seeing you.
I mean, in all honesty, it's not about winning. It's just all about who gets on the top.
Absolutely, it's those style points you really want.
Style points. Couldn't have said it better myself. Here we are. We are 13 seconds into the action phase. And it's going to be a delivery take. Allegedly a delivery take from the attackers. They're really going to need to gain swift upper control if they want to have a chance of winning this round. Taking control of VIP and Penthouse is imperative to the success of the attackers. However, it doesn't look like that's what they're going for. It looks like they might just go try to slip in the kitchen.
Oh, we're going to see once again. After some drone work, they're right into the building, and Predator is going to find himself in an engagement early on with the Mozzie. He's going to win that pretty handily. Noma's going to go down first with that opening frag, and the refrag, unfortunately, not going to be able to land. Predator's going to pick up 2 on Flaming Claimant. That's going to be the Castle and the Mozzie off the board early on. That's going to make things difficult, especially.
Predator just killed 2 and lost 0 HP. Predator got
I thought he got shot at least once.
Really hard, and he still leaves with a full thing of health and gets a 3rd! Oh, he doesn't! Manny with a great flick on the Predator.
He's there to shut him down and take off those X-Carlos pellets. That Mozzie off the board is going to make it very difficult for the defenders to pick up some additional information, something that would really come in handy. Krim, though, he's very, very low. All they have to do is breathe on him. Oh, and there it is. Huggy comes along and finishes him off. We're looking at a 3-3. Now here, once again, Manny from Ice Age doing some work. All of Maryland doing some work to bring that back, especially after Predator with his fantastic showing.
We've also got 3 defenders with pretty low HP. Rook is only on 20, and Huggy's just hovering a little bit over. But here we go. The next engagement is definitely going to be between the Smoke and the Zofia. The Sophia does have the advantage because, her gun and her ability is just second to none, but Noob actually gets it on a little. That's a great angle he's holding there. But the Rook up top is going to prevent, if anyone vaults through that window, he's dead. And it looks like he knows better and he's going to be backing off. Great play there. Smart.
See, once again, it seems like this attack maybe stalling out just a little bit as they're both holding their angles. There's only 30 seconds. They're really going to need to make something happen. That's something they've been pretty good at. As the time starts to get low, we've seen him just... that was Maryland, but we've seen both sides just hop into the site and really start gunning. In this case, that's going to be exactly what they need to do with 15 seconds left. Oh, and that's a great angle from Manny. So he's going to light up 1. So he's going to look to get the 2nd. That's a double kill for him. Now they know where the diffuser is. It's down, and UMCP is going to pick up that round. Hug E doing the work to bring that back. Him and Manny both getting the final 2 kills.
I think we're going in, 6-5 right now? Still match point in favor of North Carolina.
So this last round will decide either North Carolina will take this map or it will end in a draw.
Looks like we're actually going to be having a rehost right here in the peak of all the action. Only UMCP leave. All right. So
That is
while we're
quite
sorting
unfortunate,
that,
especially as we're going into the last round that we're going to need to take a break and get things all squared away.
definitely not when you want to be having a rehost here in the climax of our game. However, here at CEA. So I think half your team got clearly, being out of school for a week or two because of this this virus. I think they did a little too bit of quick reading on their part. So we're going to be segueing. I'm sure we'll get a call here in a minute once we sort this out. Probably just a sound bug or wanting a rehost or a host of problems still. It is not a forfeit victory if anyone's seeing that right now.
All right, I guess we could take this time to go over maybe some of the match notes so far. We saw them trade rounds early on, but then NCSU stood up, took 3 in a row. UMCP with 2, NCSU with 2. We are here. It looks like when North Carolina wins, they win quite a few in a row, and UMCP is getting their licks in between. I think it's been a very, very close match. Been plenty of fun to watch so far. What's your take, Max?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely been a great match. The next round we play will decide who takes the point. It's like I said, every point matters here, and
Well, North Carolina has claimed at least 1 point because there's no way they can lose at this point. They can either win or draw, depending on the outcome of this match, of this map.
And our
This
next
round,
map will actually be
specifically.
Bank. But I think the momentum you gain from winning one map and going into this one, it's really important, especially at this level of play. I think whoever pulls out this round here, I mean, yes, 1 point was gained, but you really want to go into the second map with a positive, something positive going into the back of your mind.
But let's
So,
not forget that just the motivation of playing with your back to the wall is something that can really, really motivate. I said motivate twice, but can just be something that gives you a little more push, I guess.
it's just something that can push you over the finish line, Lightning McQueen style with the tongue over the finish line.
Oh, I can picture exactly what you're talking about.
It's just every little bit helps at this point. And so, looking at it, despite the 3 rounds that NCSU took right in the middle, or was that NC? Yes, it was NCSU. Just, getting a little confused at my notes. It has been pretty back and forth. There's been no major stomping. I think NCSU definitely in the middle there, but then Maryland pulled 2 rounds back when it went into their defensive half. So all of the sites being played, I mean, NCSU definitely prefers to try to stick out their sites and figure out what their problems are. At least that's what I've read into so far. They defended Hookah twice, they defended Kitchen twice, right back to back. That is, and they're really, I guess they're pretty keen on subbing on substituting around a site they prefer, rather than like sometimes teams will say, oh, this just didn't work very well, let's just switch a different site. No, that's not what you want to do. NCSU wants to sit there and they want to sort out their problems and troubleshoot right on the fly, and then adjust, and it's fruitful for them. They won round 2, they won round 4, and it was after they made those small little adjustments like we talked about before that can really push your team and keep you in that strong mindset.
It looks like it seems as though we're going to be getting into our final round right here. We have our lobby full, just making sure everybody is ready and set. Oh, it does seem that we are missing one in the lobby. So we'll be holding on for that. So in the meantime, Bank Max, very, very classic map, something that's been in the game since its inception. Is that correct?
Yes, correct. Bank is a map that's been in since day one, since year 1, season 1. It is a classic map which has evolved over time. Oh, and it looks like we got our people back, which is nice.
I do think there's plenty of, specifically one thing, is that just the amount of run out options. You've seen both teams exercise that a little bit. I'd love to see them open that up a little more. You love to see those those long-range spawn peeks, someone run out tunnel, run out back alley, even
Mhm.
run
I
out the
mean,
front door, hold an angle.
the quantity of runouts you can do on bank is pretty limited. The common three you got to watch out for. Peeking you from
Mhm.
the door, which would be extremely ballsy at this level of play. Someone running out the tiny little office when you're going running at the garage door.
Oh, I didn't even think
Running
about
out
that one.
alley. So, there's these couple things in it. I feel like Coastline definitely has probably more run out potential than Bank would. But here we are. We are headed into our final round on Coastline. Before we get talking about Bank, which I know we'll have to for the next 45 minutes if we if we go as many rounds as we did here, which I sure hope we do. We're here round 12. This is match point. If NCSU can stick this out, they'll be leaving with the points here on this map. However, they still have a check. Oh, I do not know what the Tachanka pick. Sorry, there. Forget. I'm
That's
guessing
awful
Manny's.
interesting here on match point. You're playing to not lose. Manny's
I
gonna
think
pull out.
knowing Manny and his
Tachanka.
six pick. Oh,
He's
and
trolling. He's trolling.
he wasn't even going to six pick from the Tachanka off. That would have been good.
Now, if he 6 picks back, that
See
would
if he
be
six
ridiculous.
picks
I dare
to the
you.
Lord.
And
No.
know that Valkyrie and the Echo and the Mozzie, they got a huge information-based lineup here. But also with the Precogs, it does look to be very balanced. We're going to be seeing the Blackbeard come out. Even the Montaigne, something very interesting.
Oh, and the last second six pick to the Bandit.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
Sort of deviating from the intel game that we were sort of hoping they would bring out. The attackers, it's your drone economy. And on the defense here, it's your cameras, it's your gadgets, it's everything in between. The smallest of things can give you an edge in this game, and you got to know when to use what, and that's what separates the great from the so-called.
This last round here, once again, it's going to be inside Hookah Billiards. There's only one site we haven't seen played yet today. Just as soon as I look over this Hookah Billiards through our map log, it's been very even across the way. In fact, I do believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds, or 11, have been played at this site. UMCP's taken 3, North Carolina's taken the other 3. This really could go either way.
Nothing definitive, but it is classic Siege. No other way I'd want to end this. Something cutthroat here. And so we're continuing on, and we're here in the last round. So 2 minutes, 30 seconds into the action phase. And some final little rotate hole preparations. The Rook playing aggressively there, trying to contest it. The drones are going in. They're going to check out what exactly the setup looks like. There is an Echo sitting right here at the vases. Oh, it doesn't look like the Jaeger can get in, or can he?
There's a Jaeger hanging out on the wall, too. Could push through that door. They're going to be pushing right into a hail of gunfire from both the Jaeger and the Echo playing outside. That's only where that Montaigne would have come in handy, but I do think that was just meant to throw them off. Nothing really being actually considered.
Maybe alter an operator pick. That would have been the only thing, but they didn't bring they didn't switch anyone off to play the smoke, but it does seem to be a very widespread attack. They have 3 guys sitting outside of Hookah, and they have 2 guys, 1 guy on the roof and 1 guy in the balcony, but Manny gets a kill on the Crimp. North Carolina loses the first man in this fight. And Manny with a great pick, playing very, very aggressively here. Onto that main window and all around the pool.
Now, it is unfortunate that with that rehost, we've lost our kill counts. Things like that, but Manny has been playing very, very solid for his team here, really getting some impact frags. When I say impact frags, not with the impact grenade, but frags that are having a large impact on this round. So he always seems to be there. In this case, getting the opening frag with only close to a minute left in the round and not getting refragged.
We have 45 seconds, Mike. It looks like the attackers are stalling out.
Yeah, either that or they're just going to go all pop into the site at the same time, but diffuser's down, and they're going to need to either pick that up or I'll just run inside right here And it doesn't seem like anyone's making a real effort to go get that diffuser right now. I'm not sure what the plan is here from North Carolina, as Noam's going to get another one onto Predator. Now with 20 seconds, diffuser is still down. It's not fast enough here for Maryland, North Carolina, that is, though Juicy is going to get one kill, and just two more, too many people, too many targets at the same
They're gonna
time.
have to pile
6
in
seconds
here.
left. They are going to have to move it. It's a good shot from Lejeune, though, and another one from NC Jack. As he gets it, we're now in an even man count, and he's going to get the plant down with just 2 seconds. Those pings, though, and this nitro are going to completely finish us out here, as we are going to go to a tie 6-6 here on Coastline.
Wow. I mean, the attackers got 2 big picks. 2 big picks to actually get their way into sight and level it 2v2. I was rather impressed with how close that came, but they didn't check all their boxes. They didn't have the manpower to clear or hold below, and that'll be all for map 1. So I'm rather excited. It couldn't have gone more even, I guess, in any sense. The points are split, and we played the maximum number of rounds. So and we are going to be sending it to a break momentarily, and Mike, any last notes? Sorry, I cut out there for a second.
You're all good. I think really looking forward to this next match. If it's anything like the one we just watched, it's going to be an absolute barn burner.
Alrighty, wonderful. We will be back in 5 to 10 minutes, most likely 5. Players break, bathroom break, refill their water bottles, and we will be back shortly.
Broken alone, I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near, in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares through. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I thought you were the one for me, that's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, So you meant the world to me.
From far away they came to us with knowledge. They changed our world and left us without warning. They will return the day when they are needed. Our gaze is shifted upwards to the sky.
Alrighty, and here we are. We are heading map 2 of NCSU versus UMCP. We got North Carolina State versus the University of Maryland College Park. We had a draw on the first map. It ended 6-6, a very, very good map, to say the least. There were, I mean, it's sort of hard to say, who coming in has the momentum. I don't really think there is anything definitive. I mean, the maps from going from coastline to bank, they're two very different maps with different metas, different setups, different operators bring. And I think adaptability is key in Rainbow Six Siege, and it's also going to be the most important thing here to determine which of these teams is the better one. I mean, both of them are in third and fourth place in their respective group. However, like I said before, every round matters. Every round matters at this point.
Something it looks like they've been taking to heart, especially given a 6-6 draw, back and forth, absolute slugfest on the previous map. Both teams looking to claw their way out of the basement here, really make a statement. And we're going to see the Kaid as our final defender ban here. I do believe NCSU is going to be defending first. With that, we're going to get right into our first round very soon here.
So yeah, in terms of the deviation bans, we had a Jackal ban and a Mira ban, and we had a Capital and a Maestro in the first map, and then here we have the Hibana Maestro and a Thatcher Kaid. The definite reason for the banning of the Kaid is because the Thatcher was also banned, and that's really going to make it difficult. If the Kaid wasn't banned, it would have made it nearly impossible to get all of the hatches you wanted to open, because just of how fantastic his gadget. And overall, I think Kaid is probably one of the most underrated, well, not underrated, but just one of the most sort of overlooked operators. TCSG is a fantastic weapon, and in the right hands, it can do a lot of damage, but it will not this round. And we're also seeing the double hard breacher being brought because the complete opposite of coastline. Hard breaching is key to success here. If you can get these walls open, that will give your team just the slight edge that you want going in. Getting the main walls open, playing those long angles. It's a piece of comfort that a lot of teams have. Mike, what do you think we can expect to see here?
I think we're going to see, honestly, more of the same. A lot of fantastic shots back and forth. Neither team really gaining a clear advantage. At least that's what I hope to see. I want to see this go all the way to the end again, though a double draw would be a little unfortunate. I guess in terms of determining a winner, given the fact that both of these teams are really trying to make, once again, get out of that basement that is this lead. Neither round differentials really changed as they drew that first round, and I think honestly, this first round may set the pace, but it may just also set the stage for, once again, another back-and-forth slugfest.
Oh, for sure. Going into this, we have 3 guys who spawn alley. They're obviously going to be clearing below square. They're going to want to cover all of their bases because getting those 2 back CEO walls open will probably be the most important thing that these hard breachers can do. However, it is important to note that the floor is entirely destructible from below in the site, so you can really throw some bodies down below last minute, and it can make all of the difference. Oh, here we go. A single tap coming out there from Manny, but it is not going to pay off.
Oh,
Here we go.
You take a little bit of damage.
Important to know that there is one changed person in the lineup here. JS on the Maverick for Maryland. He's going to be coming in replacement of Huggy. Nope, I lied. I can't read. In Flaming Claiming. There we go. My apologies there. I mean Huggy. I mean, he's my favorite now that I know. What am I doing? But here we go. Like I said, we do have the Valk below with the C4. That is going to be a major threat if a Thermite tries to go place a charge down, like he is right now. He's thinking about it, and the Valk could very easily get that kill. But they do have a pre-placed drone down there to give them any information possible. If anyone were to come on that rotate, as we have a massive bandwave go out.
We're going to see this frag look to take out some of that hard breach denial right there. I think we're going to see the Thermite go to place that charge right now. We might see a lot of things be happening very quickly here. So we might see that Valk peek out for the frag. And it looks like she might just try and do that. Kind of thinking about it, and there it is. That Nitro's going to take Noob Smasher off the board, but not before he's able to open up that wall. Diffuser is going to be down top of square. Not completely inaccessible, but still covered by that Valk. They must have missed him on that drone there, because they did have a drone covering him. And that Valk hung out for a while before deciding to make that toss. Noma's going to get refrag onto Lejeune, evening us out at 4-4, but again, with 40 seconds left, this is going to be another one of those hop in and get those kills kind of rounds. Diffuser's down at top of square, so they're going to need to get those frags. And right here, we're going to see JS looking to be the first to do that, with the time slowly ticking down. Time is now the friend of North Carolina, and so is Juicy. He's going to get that another kill, putting them in a man advantage here with 20 seconds left. Diffuser's still down. Crim's going to get another one with Gnome God having no choice but to rappel down those main stairs. Hug, he is going to just rappel in top of square, also being forced to just make things happen. Run, hopefully desperately try and pick up that Diffuser. JS going to make some noise of his own, but it's not enough. Predator taking him down. Now with 2 seconds left, Huggy is going to just run out of time here in North Carolina. It's going to take our first round.
You know, it wasn't looking very good. Picks in the middle there that occurred. They just could not dig those couple anchors out that were sitting in closet and towards the front office. You know, the Capitao rappelling down the middle skylight at main stairs. That's not what you want to see. It really isn't. I don't think that was probably the best option. I don't even know if he got to use all of his utility. I know he probably used I think I caught him using the flames for a second there, but that is not what you want to see. You know, you really need a little more cohesion. And here we are. Interesting choice. They're choosing to take tellers before basement. Hello, I think we're having a little lag on our end here.
Yes. There was a cutout for a second there.
Was there? I was just wondering, what did you think about them going to tellers first over basement?
Definitely a more unorthodox pick, I think, but again, I don't feel like the order that you take your sites is really that important. Maybe they'll want to hold on to basement for later in the round where they need to pull something out. Maryland's probably not expecting a teller's hold on their second defense, especially, I mean, there's so many other options on the board. I really don't think they're expecting something like that. Maybe just looking to catch them off guard. I don't think it can really hurt them here at all. I think they're going to pull something very interesting out. I'm excited for it.
Yes, they are. And here we go. We are headed into the round 2. Generally speaking, it is the same attacking lineup, I believe. I know the Maverick, the Thermite, the Capitao. I do not think they brought the IQ the first round, but correct me if I'm wrong. They did bring the IQ. So I'm hearing in my ear it is the exact same lineup. I knew it. I gotta trust. Like with the turtle, but regardless, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Michael Mans.
No more mascots.
No more mascots. Wolfpack, turtle. So gonna be I don't know why he's standing there in the open with the default up, but I guess it works. They did commit several bodies up top here. We have the Mozzie, we have the Castle, and that's really what we didn't get to see a lot of. in the first map. We didn't really get to see a lot of the defenders dig in. However, I believe they've already rotated both of their players out. I don't understand what is this passiveness for. Take some fights. Use your intel. You got a Valkyrie. You got a Valk camera too to assist you. Don't be afraid. I think whoever sort of amps up the aggression and really gets these early picks is going to make a large difference. I mean, look at the time wasted, Mike.
I don't understand the importance of that roam because you are in copy. You have the hatch opened up that's giving up verticality that they can use against you. And you hear a noise, and you're just going to decide, you know what, I'm going to fall off and drop 2 floors below. Now you're completely turning over all that space to the other team. I don't understand the value of that.
The enemies have half the round to play with all of the space you've just given them right above the site. You need to dig in, you need to get these kills, because it's not like they're wasting time and backing off. They're just sort of letting them have it. A minute 30 is plenty of time to open this up. You got guys sitting on camera in sight that could easily get picked. I guess they're really relying on these couple roamers here on the server stairs and main stairs to be the difference maker for them. But time will tell.
We have seen him do that. We see Zofia looking for that vertical angle there. There is a hatch. 1 room over. If you are interested in using it. Krim holding this angle
It's
here.
closed off though from the
It is
tiny.
closed off. I thought I saw them drop through the hatch.
They dropped through the hatch, but I think
Oh,
going into sight.
we're talking about different hatches.
That wall. Thank you very much. That wall is closed, so they really don't have. If you lose arc, you're screwed. Oh, Krim getting the kill onto Manny and the thermite.
Oh, Fred with 30 seconds left in the round.
But Gnome gets another one onto Predator. There we go. It's the IQ and the mute off board. Off the board. Here we go. It's actually going to be a Teller's take. The Valk playing the main anchor in sight. Lejeune with 2. A juicy.
15 seconds to go.
Gnome gets 1 onto Jet.
Located.
It's the Capital in a 1v3. But he cannot get the pick. What is going on? I don't understand. This style that North Carolina uses is extremely unorthodox. However, it's worked for them. I don't understand why. They just recede and they somehow just make this massive, counterattack as the attackers make their push. And I guess they're accounting for the fact that, Maryland's not watching their flanks. It's a lot to bank an entire strategy on. It's like, all right, we'll let them have all the control above. We'll let them start to make their push, and then we'll just throw all our bodies at them. And I guess if North Carolina is comfortable with doing it, keep doing it. I mean, 2-0. But it is certainly something you don't see a lot in Pro League or even Challenger League, in lower league and tournaments, things like that. So, interesting choice.
This policy has worked very well in this case. Just being able to fend off that attack very close to the end there. And we've been seeing back-to-back round wins by NCSU, and also back-to-back opening frags from them.
Locate and defuse
The most recent opening
bomb.
frag coming with less than 40 seconds left in the match. Everything completely falling apart for the attackers in such a short time. They're going to really need to turn it around here. Going down 3-0 is definitely not something you want to do. Don't want to give yourself that increased deficit. Of course, no one wants to lose, but especially the 3-0 deficit is going to start to become very, very pronounced.
I see we got about a little more than 30 people in the chat. I mean, North Carolina's on top, but we have seen Maryland pull rounds back. So it's no doubt that hopefully we're still going to go all the way despite these 2 early rounds by North Carolina. And feel free to drop us a follow on Twitch so you can get all updates for any time you or your friend's collegiate team is playing here in CEA in the invite only group.
There is also the Open League, which has over 18 divisions, over 100 teams. Anyone is interested in playing, feel free to join our Discord. The link is going to be below. Either if you're interested in the league or joining the league, or just keeping up and showing your support, definitely join our Discord.
And it's very much appreciated. Here I didn't know we had any. All right.
We actually do also have sponsors. I'm gonna mention them actually after this round here. So we're gonna see the opening action here. We're gonna see a 4-4 immediately. The diffuser is gonna be down outside. JS is gonna take out Crinmel.
Cover the diffuser.
Good
Very
for
quick exchange right there.
Finally, I mean, the aggressive place, I'd say paying off. Crim's got his pests down, and he took out Thermite. Yeah, the Maverick's still on the board, but all in all, that's a trade. That's what I want to see. These aggressive plays. These aggressive plays are going to make Maryland think twice, or whoever pulls them out first. It's going to make you think twice. You're going to drone a little harder. You're going to spend a little more time. You got to get in your opponent's head. It's just as much a mechanical game as it is a mind game at this point. But we have Smoke digging in at the top of server stairs with an ADS, a shield, and all 3 toxic babes to prevent any push going in, and it doesn't look like they're in a close position yet to truly contest. I mean, it's just the Zofia here, but I don't really think... oh, here we go. We have a second guy coming. Not contested hard enough here onto the guy playing server stairs, and it looks like he's actually going to back down.
So much utility being used on these server stairs here. Everything's just getting thrown in. And he's just going to decide to rotate out, hold a secondary angle.
We do have
a
Predator
minute left to work.
playing in server. He's going to be the difference maker here. This is exactly what they want to do. They're going to drone him, and they know he's there. Once they drone that really quick, they're going to know. But Predator's not going to live through this, but how much time can he burn? That is the most important question in this entire round right here. North Carolina, they're still trying to get a drone in there to check. They might have to actually face check server, which is not what you want to do, especially the Capital, who has all this utility Yep, and diffusers. But JS is playing above. That's the Maverick. They did get a couple of the key hatches open, and the Jaeger gets taken out. Things are looking really...
Attackers recovered the bomb
Point.
diffuser.
They picked up the diffuser. They're moving their way down the stairs, but how many toxic babes are left in Jack's hands? Oh, it's actually going to be a big play here from the Echo. Juicy with a great pick on the Huggy. But one guy gets on the soft wall. He doesn't... He shoots him. The diffuser stops getting planted. And all it's going to be down to Capital. There's no time. Whoa, what is this?
They might not see him in the smoke, but the
this?
smoke is going to clear and see Jack finally. Thankfully, he's going to get that kill.
Absolutely crisp bit of play here until the end. Okay, here we go. Despite the Jaeger getting picked in server, they still made quick work of their enemies playing in red.
I do want to take this moment to shout out our sponsors. We have Rogue Energy. First of all, you can hop over there, use code CEA for 10% off all of your Rogue Energy stuff. We also have ESA, the esports organization. Hop over there. They're holding tournaments, all sorts of events. Corsair also making some fantastic peripherals that we all know and love. And lastly, we're creating our merchandise. We're going to have some CEA merch coming up very, very soon. Definitely stay tuned for that. Thank you. Definitely want to shout those out. Some links are below on our Twitch. Others are on our website, which is ceasiege.com.
You know, Rogue, I've never had Rogue, but if they're watching and they want to send some favorite casters here at CEA,
Max, I'm going to have to ask you to say that again.
I've never actually had Rogue Energy. They do want to send some to their favorite casters over here at CEA. It certainly wouldn't hurt. So here we are. North Carolina, the Wolfpack up 3-0 versus University of Maryland College Park. Interesting that they choose only to do one reinforcement there on that one wall. Clearly this is a well-established strat that they've been training very hard. I mean, they're just a single reinforcements. It allows for... But it also... I wonder where they're using these extra single reinforcements that they have in their pocket. There's one there to prevent any quick people getting shot from behind the desk. And then one alright, so there it is. That's where they moved it to.
One
Interesting.
outside of that external wall. Juicy also getting one at the end of that banana hallway, or outside that banana, I guess. Just to protect him from that rappel outside, though it doesn't seem like... he probably won't hang out there for too long. Maybe he'll buy some more time. It looks like he'll get plenty of time, as much time as he wants, as they're propelled up over by Square Stairs side. Once again, the characteristic droning in, of course. Here's one downstairs. Once again, it's the same Valk, the one that claimed that Nitro kill onto that Thermite Noob Smasher in that first round. Really turned the tide there. Sent them on a tear. They haven't lost since. Again, Maryland really needs these rounds. 3-0, 4-0. It's going to start getting away from them if they're not able to pick one up here. That being said, North Carolina, we might catch them getting slightly complacent. Maybe. but they have proven themselves to be very, very disciplined so far. I doubt that that would happen. So we're going to see, once again, a slower start to the round.
Maryland made good effort up into where they wanted to be quickly. However, they do seem to slow down a little bit, which is not what you want to be doing when you need these rounds. You want as much time as you can. They minute 30. Right around now is when you want to get these main important walls open, right here along the CEO side. However, Zofia didn't get the one bandit, but she did get the other one, so that's what counts. One wall has gotten open. The Thermite has done a good portion up. The Valkyrie making a hole from below. It's a very good play. She can actually toss C4s through. The Thermite doing a great amount of damage onto Krim. We now have the castle and the Valkyrie lit up. The Predator gets one on a JS. That's the sledge off the board. If the sledge didn't use those frags, that's really going to hurt him later. But we have also a great amount of damage being done onto the Capital from the Echo, I believe. Juicy trying to hold the Capital off as long as he can. Capital to those flame bolts. Going to have to push the Echo back, and he does. We have 3 lit defenders and 4 almost full HP attackers here with 40 seconds left. I see the guy pushing down the hallway. Where is he going to go next? Gnome gets one onto Predator. For a second, it seemed like it was a standstill. And the IQ gets one onto Jack. It's great refrag, and the plant's going down. It's a 3v3, 3v2, but the plant is going down. The Echo prevents the plant. Once he misses. The Echo misses, and he jumps out.
This is going to be very, very difficult. So we're going to see Krim go for a run out of his own, but Noob Smash is going to take care of that very quickly. With another run out, though, it's going to come down to a 1v1 in here. Gnome God.
Oh,
and Echo Juicy, but Gnome God is going to clutch that out. And with all this time it's going to take for Lejeune to run back inside, Gnome God can just sit back and let the time run out. But Lejeune is flying. Never count out that 3 speed. Oh, no! He's going to jump out himself. Oh, but he's going to repel back up. Lejeune's going to be... Lejeune is going to stick it now. Gnome is just going to peek right into him. Lejeune's going to take him out.
He's got time!
He's going to have time! He's going to be able to get that!
No!
Oh, no!
No, it's going to be so close. It's going to be close.
Complete roll around the rosy around the map. They're chasing each other, and with just half a second left, he's going to be able to clutch that out.
Clip it. Clip it. 1.07 seconds, I'm just told. Lejeune runs like the wind up front stairs, gets in, gets the pick. We thought the round was all but won. Clip it. It's going to be in every single YouTube montage this week. Beautiful play by Lejeune. Couldn't be better. Clip that, please. My God. Wow.
With a play like that, that really, really is going to... I mean, if I was on UMCP, I'd be pretty tilted right now, especially to go down 4-0. I hate to keep talking about this deficit. It's very obvious, but again, as you said, this is a mental game too. It's got to be having at least some sort of psychological impact on them, especially after you're going toe-to-toe with them on this previous map. That can't feel good at all.
Wow. I can't believe that. I really cannot believe the Jaeger just did that. Jumps out, gets the pick, runs all the way to front door, jumps in front door with 20 seconds on the clock, sprints up the stairs, doesn't check for anything. I mean, that's insane. That's absolutely beautiful play by. That's easily.
Was the Capital out of utility at that point?
Yes, he was. He was out of utility, but even so, I mean, I would have done exactly what the Capital did. Burn the Capital piece.
Situation to be in, just chasing each other around. It was a complete role reversal right there.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Activating camera. 10 seconds remaining.
It would be very, very likely that they did have utility left to spot him out, making things a little easier.
Attackers must locate and
Making this extremely difficult play a touch easy. And clearly it wasn't enough. Lejeune does not need, because he's going absolute off. 6 kills in 4 rounds, really good. And I know his stats in map 1 were absolutely insane. He had a couple rounds where he popped off, and it looks like he's going to get another.
No, he's going to get the pick on the JS playing the Ash. All Lejeune is having himself a day here, clutching off that last round and getting the opening frag of the next round. This has been all NCSU here so far.
I don't know, maybe the SWAT bringing in JS wasn't really the play that you wanted to make. Or maybe, I don't know what the specific choices were, whether it was a tactical decision or what's his face had to go. Oh god, I can't remember. It's the candy. I'm dying. Flaming Clan. That's the one. But Huggy gets one on a Juicy. So it's a
Not before
4v4.
Crim's going to get that Nitro Toss out of copy.
Lejeune with another kill, catching someone sitting there at the hatch watching an angle. Great play. He's on for 2 for the round. Into 8 kills, and he's going back, flanking up the server stairs. If this isn't being watched, I don't know what to say.
Crim's just sitting down there, biding his time, playing real patient. Oh, Noob Master might spot him out here, but no.
Everything's going.
Oh, Crim, if you, not Crim. Oh, Lejeune takes a couple more steps. He's going to be able to. We might see an engagement here very, very soon. Wouldn't be surprised to see one of their names popping across that kill feed. Unless one of them decides to do something else here.
Noob takes out
Jack. We have seen Jack playing very consistently down there. Under that square stairs, looking to get something to throw up. There's now seeing June rotating over. Smash is going to get some support though, as it's just down to him and Gnome. And there it is. Crim's going to take him down. NCSU is going to go up 3-1, and it's all down to Noob Smasher. He's at half health. It's not impossible, but very, very unlikely at this point. And oh, never mind. Those were 2 defenders. I see. He's going to keep playing upstairs. There is one more upstairs, and Crim's going to take him out. Is that a triple for Crim? I think I saw him get at least 3 kills there.
I know for
I guess
sure
it would have said
too,
something if it was a triple, but I saw him at least get that double. Very, very good round from him. Very strong in the roam.
Yeah, so it was just 2 for Crim, 2 for Lejeune. For third was, but nonetheless, great play by NCSU. Now going 5-0. It is looking rather grim here for Maryland University. They're really going to have to make some pretty big adjustments here for 6 rounds on defense if they want to pull this out. This is not the scoreline you want to have going in, but nonetheless, like there we go. We see the scoreboard right now. Lejeune with 8, Crim with 8, Juicy with 3, Jack with 3. It's just looking like a complete bloodbath. I don't know what they did at their little halftime talk, if they talked with their coach or their analyst. I really don't know what they did, but whatever it was, it is enough. They put the car into overdrive, and it looks like they're headed on to close this map out in a dominant fashion.
Something I'll also point out is that Coastline was UMCP's map, and they almost lost their own map. This is NCSU's map, and they are showing here why it's their map. Do I have this backwards, actually? I have this backwards. Oh, no. NCSU's embarrassing UMCP on their own map here. That's quite unfortunate. Especially given that North Carolina just barely managed to squeak out that 1 point on their own map.
10 seconds left. Using shield. Pistol on. Activate. 5 seconds left.
That is quite unfortunate, especially Maryland choosing this map and then just getting completely dominated here so far by North Carolina.
Definitely a great pocket decision by NCSU to let through. Clearly they've been seeing stuff here. There's not a doubt about it. Here we go.
Oh, Crim almost getting that shot. Oh, he's going to be taken out right before that nitro can detonate.
But
JS is all over that. And it's not the first time he's gotten a kill on Crim through that window right there. It's the first time UMCP's got the opening frag in this match so far. Maybe it'll turn up in the scoreboard just the way with the little momentum changes that we're seeing here. It's going to need to turn into a larger one if we want to see any real change in this map and for Maryland to get back into this.
Despite losing, Crim and the Mozzie early on, is not integral to the success of the team. I know a lot of pro teams and even semi-pro teams, lower T2, T3 teams, they just prefer to play the 5-man on site, the turtle defense, where they dig in server stairs, and it works out pretty well for them. Usually, it's a great strat. However, some teams do adapt with a minor roam presence like NC's doing here. But nonetheless, I don't think that pick is going to be as definitive as Thermite actually blinds himself. That's odd. Whoa,
We see
he's throwing
a
out.
lot of utility coming out here from NC Jack. That's going to be very valuable later in the round, especially now that Thermite's going to get the hatch open and make Surfer Stairs kind of untenable there. All 3 smokes gone, a minute 30 left. That's awful confident, especially given the fact that that smoke's normally playing in that vault there, lobbing smoke grenades in those toxic babes through the wall to cut off the server entrance. This Echo drone is going to help make up for that, but that is awful confident from him right
Yes,
there.
I don't. I mean, even so, like the the toxic babes, they were going over one another. That's not what you want. You really want to burn. If you play server correctly, you can burn at least 45 seconds off. And yeah, you're right. We're at a minute on the clock, but you know, you want the defenders, you want the attackers coming with as little time as possible. If they did it right, they'd be forcing a final push with 35 seconds on the clock and 2 Echo drones on the board. But the smoke gets taken out anyway. I guess it was nice that he threw all of his babes. The Echo drone's still there. It does deter the plant for a quick second. Thermite's going to be going in for it again. JS lands another. It's a 2v5 right now.
Back-to-back raid kills from JS. This is looking very strong for UMCP, and there it is. They are going to take their first round here on the basement locker CCTV site. That's what they needed going into the half. They needed some semblance of hope, and right there they got it. It was a very dominant showing from them.
Jeez. I do not. That was. I think Maryland finally decided to capitalize on some of their mistakes, like burning out 3 toxic babes in under 30 seconds. I mean, you layer those right, you know, you get 35, 40 for sure. But I guess, you know, people are being more liberal. I used to be very picky about when and where I threw them, and that was definitely one of my own faults as a player. However, I don't know if that was the right choice. And good for Maryland to step up, losing 5 rounds straight, pulling one back in dominant fashion, which was flawless. They didn't lose a single man. This could be a turning point for Maryland, and now we're going into the second half.
I think this round's really going to be key because here we're going to find out, was that a fluke? Was it someone on NCSU that messed up, or is UMCP here? Are they going to make their stand? We're really going to see that here. Because North Carolina takes one more, we're on match point. It's going to look very unlikely at that point for UMCP, but again, nothing is impossible. All these teams are very good. We are, again, here in the Invite League. Every team has earned their right to be here. And they definitely showed it through that first map, and the last couple rounds we've been seeing have been very close.
For sure. And I mean, maybe that one small little bit of steam that Maryland needs to get back in this game. However, you know, giving NCSU a 4-round differential right now, it's I think it's still a pretty big margin. It gives NCSU a lot of room. They can try some different things. They can not just say use it as practice, but they can definitely sort of step out of their comfort zone, try some different strategies that maybe they've been working on in practice. But we will see how this goes. And are they going to go 5-man turtle on site? That is the question. Valkyrie is actually heading up there right now. I bet you she's maybe throw a can, do a little bit of early drone killing, and then run off to site. And yep, it would be a full 5-man once she heads back down. And she's just about heading back. Oh, she changes her mind. She stays. She's going to stick for a little while longer. But Nomad is actually going to cut off this rotate. So it's very likely that NCSU gets a pick going on to Manny. So no turtle this time from Maryland.
Let's be excited here. As we see, they are bringing that Jackal. That is going to definitely ping the defender, but also waste some time if she can really get out of there. That Valk, but unfortunately, no, she's going to be taken out by Predator. It's not a name we've said a ton today, but there he's getting that work in, getting that first opening frag early on this time, definitely much earlier, and he's now going to go to work on this hatch, getting it open. Again, you love to see that verticality.
That's a really, really great play by NCSU. I mean, the amount of coordination they had just pulling that off, it's very impressive. It's something a lot of teams struggle with. Being able to, you know, force a defender right where you want him to go, right into the waiting arms of another player. It takes a lot of trust and a lot of coordination, and it just goes to show, despite getting you know, flawless last round, it's a good vote of confidence for them. But it is a 4v5, and Smoke is definitely using his smokes a little wiser than his time around. He still has a 1 on the board, I believe, but we will see. I could have been wrong. Jackal here has the glasses on, going for the
very
quick feed.
Attackers have dropped
But he
the
does
bomb.
not. He gets picked. The
Attackers
smoke.
will cover
See,
the
we got 40 seconds left. It doesn't matter that the smoke died because he did get 1. Now here we go. It's going to be the Jaeger actually choosing to run back into sight.
Oh, that's a
He
very
escapes.
dangerous route
He
to take.
escapes through. Very, very aggressive play here. However, there are still 2 Echo drones on the board, and the Echo is moving deep into the garage to play it safely.
As he's open up, you would maybe seeing a reverse plant come out very soon. But the time is going to get very low. That wall's not going to get opened up. And the Echo drone is up. It's going to look very good for the defenders here, as long as the Echo is able to stay alive and pick up that kill. Juice is going to get 1. Hug E is going to get 1 of his own, and the diffuser's going down. Echo not able to stop that. There is no Echo is dead. I completely missed that. North Carolina just running in with a flurry of kills. I did take a look at the chat. I do realize it is June and not Lejeune, so my apologies to that. I love you, chat. But June putting up a great show right there, picking up 2 kills on the IQ to end up the round, and just doing a fantastic job in general throughout this match.
Wow. Rather good play by NCSU there to close out that round. They did get the early pick. However, despite getting that pick, it wasn't really a game round. I think Smoke did a very good job of burning the time off. But NCSU is just very good at collapsing on their opponents. They do it like they need less time. Teams do. I mean, 30 seconds in, you do have the numbers, but you still have to deal with 3 full HP defenders that are going to be holding very powerful positions. And it pays off, and I think this is definitely one of their strong suits as a team. They can take their time doing other things, but when it comes to that final execute, they throw their bodies in, they come out on top 9 times out of 10. And here we are. We are actually on match point already. NCSU can take it right here on this round, and if they don't take it now, they can take it the next 5 rounds if they really want to. It's not a great place to be if you're Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland's best hope at this point is to clutch back 6 more rounds and then finish it. Not 6, I'm sorry, 5. I can't math. But 5 more rounds, finish this out in a draw, and then just take the 2 draws on the day. It's going to be a tough ask, especially given the way that things have gone so far. NCSU has been so dominant here, especially in UMCP's map. It's just really, really unfortunate.
It is unfortunate considering
10 seconds left.
great map 1 was, and it actually being North Carolina's pick. It's quite a reversal here. I think we've seen a lot of it in Pro League and Invitational. Teams are choosing maps and they're not winning. They're winning their opponents' maps rather than winning their own. I think it just goes to show that sometimes some teams prepare a little harder for the enemy than they do, perfecting their own game. But nonetheless, we are headed into what could be our very last round of.
Once again, as always, some very, very efficient drone work here upstairs. Something we've been seeing throughout this match from both teams. This could be the last time we see it. Clearing out all corners, delaying their entry, though 220 isn't this by no means the slowest entry that they've had so far. In fact, it's definitely in the faster end. All downstairs, though, the room is set up. Doesn't look as though there's anyone playing directly in sight. This Mozzie's playing a very interesting spot. Might hop out here above garage if they do decide to push there. But no, instead he might
They are droning him right now.
and go through this main hallway. He has been droned out though. He's not aware. Now he is. It seems as they may have pinged him. He's got his back turned. Spray through the wall from Lejeune would take him out, but he's not looking in the right direction. Lejeune, I'm sorry, that is June. June. And that from the guys not getting lead on Banana. He's going to take one shot to come with it. Gnome God is going to get her opening frag here onto Juicy.
This is exactly what NCSU didn't want to have to just kill. He easily burned the enemy team another 25 seconds off, but we've seen NCSU, they don't need a whole lot of time, but here they are finally getting the key hatches open. They're going to have to dig, but actually the smoke has slipped back into the electrical room, most likely evading all of the attackers' drones. him leaving his dug-in server stairs position is not good, but will he catch the footprints? I don't think so. That's strange. The footprints should still be hot.
Oh, and JS is gonna waltz up from outside through his closet. How did he get in there? Has he been in there this entire round? He's gonna completely clean up NCSU outside on top of server stairs. Has he
That's a
been there
great
this
play.
entire match?
It was the distraction by Gnome over
Bomb detected.
hackers over.
That's
And
gonna completely turn this
split
round
back up.
on its head.
That's a great play.
Their main push,
Have located
at least
a
a decent, at least half of it coming down by the server stairs, completely silenced by JS popping out of this closet here. There he is again, diffusers in front of him. It's almost certainly going to secure this one for Maryland right here. So there it is. June is going to get one there on the stairs. He is the last one left though. He has 2 kills to get in 5 seconds. Neither of them are anywhere near him. One is on the wrong floor. Maryland is going to live to fight another day here.
Operators, you are out of time.
Wow, what a complete turning of the tables right there by JS coming out of that closet.
Absolutely wonderful, wonderful discipline there by JS. Good trigger discipline, knowing he let 2 by, and he got 2 kills with the SMG-11 and mag. That is, I mean, JS obviously a very skilled player. You know, it is not the easiest feat to get the pick there with the SMG-11 from 1. You know, you usually have to reload. You can't take on, but he did it. I mean, it's a very, very great play, and I think that was probably a good bit of prep on the part of Maryland. You know, you have the Mozzie draw over all the attention in the lobby, pulling the attention of, I think, every attacker. I think 4 of them were actively hunting, trying to corner him and kill him after he did get 1 pick. They did that. It was a good time burner, but it gave JS the ability to make that play. So I think a lot of the credit goes to Gnome God there burning and drawing all that attention over.
Yeah, without a doubt there. He really did line him up. JS just had to come out and hit his shots. And that's 1. Maryland's got 4 more to go. Can they do it? Absolutely, and especially given the momentum they must feel after winning that round, completely turning it on its head there. North Carolina really maybe having a second in between rounds to take a step back, say, hey guys, that can't happen again. Maybe be a little more efficient, a little more aware. Did you say, Max, that he snuck in behind them?
He slipped up server stairs and into a as everyone was going over to deal with the. So it was a pretty tactical play, and he just played the waiting game. And I'm surprised Jackal didn't check for footprints, didn't have the sensor on actively, because he would have seen the footprints going right into time for them to disappear either. So great tactical play there by JS. And here we are. We're 20 seconds in to what is still the match point round. June, I apologize, gets that kill onto JS. You know, the 2 guys making the biggest plays for both of them going up against one another, and here it is. That was a great pick, and it could be the opening that NCSU needs to put this match to rest for him. Having some trouble there with that Valkyrie camera, don't we all? It is 4v5, and that's the Valk off the board. Thankfully, she did put down all the cameras. And but that's definitely not what you want to have happen. Fighting. You're fighting as hard as you can for that single point left. Very, very interesting take here. I don't really know what they're hoping to. They must know that their enemy doesn't play down here at all. They seem very confident and move rather swiftly in, but we will see how that goes. I think we have all 4 guys playing near or on the site. Yep, there it is. There's all 4. So all the roamers are cut off, and you have a Sledge and Jackal making a good headway down below, trying to get some physicality that we know and love Siege for.
There is, I guess, probably kind of forced into it, but there is your turtle defense.
Attackers have located
Minute
a bomb.
10 left. 4 defenders on site. 5 attackers. This is going to get very messy very quickly, as all these rounds have seemed to get.
don't know
He's
what
still
Smoke is
downstairs.
using the early toxic babe for, but nonetheless, he still has a couple in his possession and is dug deep in the closet. There's no way he's going to get out of there after that hard angle being held. No man on the wall, or it might have been the IQ map.
Thermite is able to get that wall open into the CEO office. Smoke is going to be stuck in there. Manny rotating around with the long angle through the hole. He's going to open up. The Thermite's going to be opening up another hole. He's going to get one of his own onto Krim. We're looking at a 4-4 man count. So we're hitting the 20-second range now. See, they're going to need to pick up these kills here. We're going to see another one from Gnome God now with 20 seconds left. It's a 4-on-3. Who has the diffuser? NC Jack has the diffuser. He's right outside the hole that he's opened up, but he's going to need some cover to be able to plant it. Noob Smasher is going to get one of his own. His cover is rapidly evaporating. He's going to have to put the diffuser down here very soon. 4 seconds left. UMCP. Oh no, they have 3 kills, and they're going to be able to get it with the time. Diffuser is down. Last attacker repelling, not able to get it.
That was a very, very dominant round. Despite NCSU getting the first pick, it did not pan out their way, and it looks like Maryland does have a good bit of fight left in them after 2 good rounds. I should say not 2 good rounds, 2 excellent rounds, honestly. You know, JS making the play in the first one, and then you had 4 defenders turtled on site, you know, playing their angles very carefully, you know, limiting their movements, and they didn't really get picked. They didn't step into those lines of fire that NCSU was counting on, and it paid off. And here we are, 3-6, but they're still on match point. And is Manny going to stick the clash? That is the prime question. June with 13 kills, is he going to stick? Maybe. And he switches to the Echo because it is a Teller's Office Archives defense.
Oh, that would be really cool to see picking up the clash on match point. Oh man, but that Echo again. Very, very solid pick. And the Pulse, I don't think we've seen a Pulse played,
Attackers need to
at least by UMCP so far, and that's going to be in the hands of JS.
Yeah, not on this map. They didn't. Last map, both teams played it intermittently.
Looks like at first JS might have taken a little while to warm up. We definitely weren't saying his name as much through the first couple of rounds, but I feel like every single round now he's been doing something. Though last round he did spawn peeked in the first few seconds. I guess that is something. So he's
don't really know what the whole substitution idea was mid game, mid match, I should say. But I mean, he single-handedly bought him around. So if that's
5 seconds left.
if that's what Maryland was going for, then the power to him. But here's the question: will they dig in up top? Please dig in up top. Fight. Get your picks. This style of we'll aggress for there we go. Another opening pick for June. This time onto Gnome God. Oh my god, are you serious? Oh, 3 walls? That's a beautiful wall bang. I'm gonna want to see that.
3 walls.
I'm gonna want to see that on June's
WTF come
POV.
chat. Utter disbelief right there. Wow.
That's unlucky. That wasn't a jump out like JS was trying to pull last round, but they do commit another body over. It is the mute. And the mute is now falling back. And, maybe baiting them into thinking he actually had, but he hasn't yet. Not just yet. Sending an Echo Drone to give mute a little extra assistance could go a long way if he digs in, if he really digs in. And he has fallen off officially. Going to be rotating over to server stairs. I'm sure NCSU understands that that's what's going on. And they're going to have that covered. It's a pretty obvious choice. Going up main stairs would not be at all a threat to them. And the Jaeger putting up a little resistance there in the tiny office, and that's Huggy for you. But still, Mike, no upper control gain. They're up there. Not. I can't seem to understand why they would do that.
There is one upstairs, but again, not very little being contested up there, and I believe those are shots coming through from upstairs. I think. Sophie's gonna open up some walls here. There's some vertical play right there.
I mean,
Juicy holding the angle.
It's the Nomad. That's not really who you want to see in that. You want to see a Buck or a Sledge or someone who's a little more efficient, but Jackal gets taken out for Manny there. That was Manny onto Krim. That's the Jackal off the board. Great kill there by the Echo. 55 seconds left, but NCSU, they don't need a lot of time to make life a living hell. Predator gets one on a Manny. That's the Echo off the board. That's the most important. Huggy, though, gets one on a Predator as well. That's the IQ off. It's now a 3v3 with 43 seconds on the board. Jaeger putting up a great fight there, holding the middle office, but he backs off and escapes with his life. It looks like they're going to try to open up this wall to go for a plant in the default spot. They're going down to secure the stairs, but I'm not sure they have the utility to actually open that up. No, they do not. June has used all of his utility as Zofia, and it's now just going to be the Pulse and Jaeger sitting in the site. It's all on them, but the Mute comes up the basement stairs, and he does. He gets one. That's the Zofia off the board. Noob might have just salvaged this round for Maryland. He knows he's sitting there, and then Nomad gets taken out. JS on the Juicy. Thermite with one, doesn't know where the second and third are. He's going for the plant, at least he's sound. Oh, and he's got to stick it. It's all but over. That's a shame. Actually, the Mute is downed on the stairs. Goodness, that actually was in a 1v1, my apologies.
It was a 1v1 situation. I didn't see that either. I missed him being downed, but it's a complete running out of time there. Maybe a few more seconds would have been very valuable. We might have ended the match in that round. There's just a little more time, but no. UMCP with 4 rounds now, 4 in a row. NCSU, complete utter reversal. They're falling apart here.
I don't know what to say to that.
All started when JS stuck his head out of that closet there and popped 2 heads. It's been a complete reversal of rules since then.
This must be JS's map. If that
June with 14 kills.
June's got 14, and it was great for those first 6 rounds, but it has not been enough yet to finally put them over the finish line.
They're so close, but they're 2 more rounds away from another draw after going up to such a lead. That would be very, very disappointing to see 2 draws, especially for North Carolina, given the way that they played, at least in the first half of this match. If you're on the Maryland side, though, this must be a ton of fun to watch as you're seeing your team completely come alive right here, especially with the addition of JS. He's all warmed up. He's ready to go. He's gunning. This has been fantastic to watch.
It has. It has been a wonderful... The Wolfpack got to 6 points, but not yet. Not yet. We still have what looks like could be a 2 rounds to go. And Manny trying to tuck that camera in there, and it is not being cooperative, but nonetheless, we have carry on.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it. The attackers bomb
A lot of guys gonna spawn alley. Actually, is the whole crew. No lucky wall bang this time from June.
Oh, as we are now seeing, let's get one more round to see. Not one more round. What could be one more round, but could become 2 more rounds.
We thought it was going to be just one, and not yet. Not yet. Maryland is not counting them out. They are fighting for every single inch now. It is do or die for them at this point in this match, and we have all 3 ADSs up here actually, which is going to be very, very beneficial. That should burn out a lot of their utility, a lot of North Carolina's utility, just trying to dig out server stairs so they can't dump as much of it into the site. That's a very tactical play, and I do appreciate that. I do appreciate a good ADS placement.
So we are seeing North Carolina taking full control of open area and the top floor. Don't think we're seeing a ton in the way of roamers. They may have all rotated downstairs at this point. Seems as though, yeah, there is one in garage, but in terms of vertical roam, I do believe they're all on the bottom floor. Yeah, Noob Smasher is going to hang out there in garage, either safe haven use his yokais from, or to run out unsuspecting. And here we are again. JS is going to use those smokes sitting there at the top of stairs. It's worked for him before. It also has failed for him before.
Let's definitely concentrate over on these server stairs. This is where the brunt of the action is going. There's a minute off the board, and he has, I don't know, 6 babes left, maybe 1.
He has 1 left.
1 left. We saw 2 go down. He's getting pushed back. He cannot go. Smoke is going to die here. Maryland makes a major mistake, and there it is. Prim actually
make
taking
sense.
his own firebolt.
It does make sense for him to be throwing his smokes earlier, especially if he's going to be in a more exposed position like that. So I don't think that's something that's necessarily as worthy of criticism. But just even
Oh,
putting
for
an
sure.
operator like that in that kind of situation, that's not a decision a lot of teams would make.
Bomb located by attackers.
You know, when you're in one of those suicide, earn as much time as you can. And the smoke did the job, and Noob Smasher is going to keep doing it by taking Juicy off the board. It's now 4v4, and that's the Nomad off, but her utility's already gone down. They do not. Oh, the Echo does get taken out. Is there a second drone? I don't know what exactly. The Claymore does catch one. That's Huggy off the board, and the plant's being denied.
Stop the plant completely right here with this Echo drone, though it's going to be a dangerous gamble if the time gets low.
Will
And
the
the
plant?
Echo is no longer alive. North Carolina's going to take us a complete flurry of kills as my brain completely shuts down just watching this kill feed right here. NCSU is going to take this instead of post-plant situation. They're going to run in, get the frags, and just finish this off, something we've been seeing throughout this match.
I mean,
NCSU is going to finally take this.
the way this map ended was in complete NCSU style. It was this, we've got 15 seconds left. All right, let's throw every single body we have in red and do what we do best, which is get those frags. And you can look at the scoreboard, 16 kills, 12 kills. I mean, June and Krim really put their team, and obviously you have our lower three. Always give a shout out to, of course, the support players on the team, because none of that intel or none of that information would be possible without the great work and commitment of the support players making those draws, making the fraggers' lives easier. So, June really putting in that great work, and that was a great job. Really great job.
Now with NCSU taking that second map, we are going to be having an interview very, very soon with a representative of their team. Really looking forward to just talking to them and figuring out what was going through those comms, especially after we had the chaos of the first map, and then you're going up, and all of a sudden everything is, as I keep saying, turned on its head by JS just popping out right there. But in the meantime, what are your thoughts on this map overall, Max? If you have anything specific that you'd like me to point
Overall, I
out?
mean, NCSU did let it get away from them, but they pulled it back. They did win the rounds that they are used to winning. I think they definitely, they got a little shaky on their footing for a second, but when they came back, they won the final round in complete style. Complete style. So, I mean, and they do what they do. They did it fantastic in the first map. It just goes to show that I think NCSU is definitely one of the underrated teams here in the invite. I mean, it just goes to show that every team here in this league is one of the best, and they all deserve to be here. I think we have our interview ready. Hello, Predator. Congratulations on a wonderful victory.
Thank you.
Quick questions for you from both myself. Well, one, I mean, your play style in general, definitely a bit out there. Do a lot of the traditional stuff, and you when it comes down to the last 20 seconds, you guys have no problem throwing everybody, and 9 times out of 10 you come on top. How did this style come about?
Well, I can say, looking at that last round, I don't want to. I don't want people thinking that that's how we play. That was my first thing after that round was saying that was the most brain dead round we've ever played. We waited so long, but yeah, we're a really info based team. We have the droning that we've been working on most of this season. We've been slowly improving, having people going right behind the drone instead of just droning and then taking. And sometimes getting that info takes most of the time. But by the end of that round, we have where everyone is and we know where to push.
Wonderful,
I
wonderful.
really want to ask, what was going through your guys' comms, especially in that second map? You guys went up, and then all of a sudden, Maryland starts turning the table, started coming back on you guys. What did it take in the end for you to sit down and say, all right, we got this?
Well, we knew coming into it, Bank, based on the bans, was going to be a really defender-sided map. I mean, a Habana and a Thatcher ban isn't really common. We were definitely taken off guard by the Habana ban, seeing how I've been playing a lot of Habana. But we knew going into it we needed to keep straight at heads. We needed to not tilt. we were tilting a little bit because it felt like we were getting so close, but yet so far. The comms were getting a little muffled that last round that we lost on attack, and we stopped after the round. We were like, "Hey guys, we need to focus up." We focused up. We knew the take. It got a it it was ugly, but it worked. Yeah.
I mean, you guys have this really like balls to the wall type style, and it's really difficult to cast, but it's really fun to watch. So I think our view time tonight, despite our inability to cast your flurry of kills in the last 25, 30 seconds, I thought it was absolutely a wonderful game to watch.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alrighty, wonderful. I think that will wrap up our interview for the evening. And congratulations, go Wolfpack! And you have a good night.
Yeah, you guys too.
Alrighty, I believe we are going to be wrapping up the stream right now. Are we still live, Carp? Perfect, wonderful. Yes, we do have a stream tomorrow at the exact same time. If we can get the fixtures really fast, so we
Yeah,
can.
absolutely. Tomorrow's match is going to be NCSU White versus NCSU's B team. White is their B team. They're going to be playing against Université de Montréal tomorrow. It's going to be cast at the same time, 9 p.m. right here on the CEA Twitch channel.
Absolutely wonderful. We wish you all a night, and sponsors, and help us all of our games. We've got an absolutely packed schedule of games this week, and we hope you have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day and have a nice evening.
All right, thank you, everybody. Good night.
Wishing that I could run away with you. Imprison my fear, just pull me away, pull me away. Secret fantasies of me. Will they ever see the light of day, light of day? I don't know where you are, but I will find you. I will find you. So if you're out there, just run until the edge and fall into me and see where this could end. Make a wrong right and leave this world behind. Can you hear me? Do you feel me? I don't know where you are, but I will find you. I will find you. Wishing that I could run away with you. Imprison my fear, just pull me away, pull me away. Secret fantasies of me.